Hi, my name is Simon Sinney. I'm a research fellow at the Hawkesbury Institute for the Environment at Western Sydney University on the Richmond campus on the western outskirts of Sydney at the foot of the Blue Mountains. So my research is concerned with crop pollination and what bees are visiting those crops. So looking at a wide variety of bee species, mainly native bee species that we have very little knowledge of their biology and natural history, and seeing whether they're effectively pollinating the crops that they visit. Other aspects of the project include what floral resources are available to help augment those native populations of bees outside of crop flowering. So what other flowers are on crop or on orchards, and what other native species are surrounding those orchards. And so the main aim of this research is to try and understand whether native bee species and other insect species that visit crops such as flies, whether they're a sustainable and viable alternative to European honeybees. So I guess the main focus is if, such as happened in North America and mainland Europe, where honeybee colonies have declined either due to colony collapse disorder or to the introduction of varroa mites to those colonies. If that eventually happens in Australia, then are these native species able to pick up the slack? So we need to know baseline data about which of those native species are visiting the crop, are they effectively pollinating the crop, and can they be managed effectively as an alternative to European honeybees? And also, can we augment the natural environment surrounding those crops that makes it a better environment for those native bees to be sustained throughout an annual period?
Here at Cherry Hill Orchards, pollination is vitally important to the growth of our cherries. During pollination, we have a specialised beekeeper who brings in about 80 hives to our orchard during about a 2-week blossoming period. As pollination requires warm weather and is highly important to get a good fruit set, because the weather conditions may not always be perfect, there are also 3 types of native bees and various insects and bugs that also do really good work at pollination as well. Due to the European honeybee being farmed and shipped around a lot to different farms for pollination, they become highly susceptible to diseases. So in the future, it would be good to have the native Australian honeybees as a backup plan if anything ever went wrong with our brought-in hives.
So this is a hive of Tetragonula carbonaria. So this is a native stingless bee. Its natural distribution within Australia is from the south coast of New South Wales around Bega, all the way along the eastern slopes of the Great Dividing Range, up around until the Sunshine Coast. And these bees are similar to honeybees. They're related to honeybees, so they're in a related tribe. They're also corbiculate bees. That means that they have pollen carrying baskets on their hind legs called corbicula, which is why they're called corbiculate bees. And then within the tribe Meliponini, which is the sister tribe to Apini, which is, contains the European honeybees. Here's a forager returning to the nest with pollen on its corbicula. And this is, I would say, the most commonly kept bee for both recreational purposes or people that keep them as pets in their backyards. And also in terms of colonies or hives that are kept on and managed in horticultural environments.